Boots of Travel, as he's now saving up for Crimson Guard.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Interesting Viper build. I like it.
Dire are scanning.
The smoke not really coming out. There is a scan committed to see whether Wind Ranger can safely teleport in or not, and she will in fact teleport into this bottom lane where Yellow Submarine try to be the aggressors, will catch a Disruptor, and Disruptor just gets obliterated. Moose, nothing he can do, can't even press a single button other than... What level is it? 1? Yeah, level 1 Thunderstrike. That doesn't feel great. Oh, he actually got the glimpse of as well. Fair enough, but you get what I mean, right? He died so quickly, he couldn't really make any space, couldn't really defend himself.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Problems comes in to gank this Clockwork. Avalanche tossed and a power shot for good measure by Bottega, who's now going to be on an unstoppable streak. As out comes the Illuminate, out comes the ultimate from Bottega as well. Viper. He may have been ready for the Keeper of the Light to hit him during that teleport, but I don't think he expected Wind Ranger to have over 100 physical damage already. And it's only going to get more. It's going to be that Maelstrom as a farming item, and trying to see whether they can out-snowball this Dream Juggernaut, as Juggernaut still looking towards an excellent Battle Fury timing, but he's gonna need to farm so much, and his team will need to contest so much space for him to kind of be able to hit that jungle timing that he needs, right? Because right now it's not just about when do you get your Battle Fury, it's about what can you do with the Battle Fury, and that second part is what worries me. Nefrit meanwhile goes for the Helm of the Dominator. That thing has not fallen out of fashion on those beefy offlaners. It is really good still.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And I do hope we get more changes, like more big patches from this new map and the new heroes. But with the new talent rebalance, all of the heroes need to be like kind of balanced from scratch, if that makes sense. Because a lot of them have become so fast and so overwhelming. Wind Ranger honestly being one of them, just because of that extra second of power shot. Which it's just for the slow, so it's not that great anymore. But I do still think, especially throughout the early team fights, it can be essential, because Juggernaut, other than throwing the ultimates, he doesn't really do anything yet. And both Axe as well as Viper are really bad at being caught out of position, right? Because Axe kind of assumes that he can blink in. Wind Ranger with that Maelstrom ready, now having an insane amount of farming speed, is immediately going to use that farming speed to save up for BKB. A much needed game changer of an item. Out comes a massive ultimate from the Disruptor onto 2. Bane already committed the Fiend's Grip, as in comes the Omni Slash, and that's gonna be exactly the return kills that Dream needed. Clockwork getting out of there with just a sliver of HP thanks to that healing word from the Juggernaut. Juggernaut though now looking at a 12-minute Battle Fury timing, which considering the fact that he has 2 deaths is really not that bad. Tidehunter and Keeper of the Light though will snatch up this Ancient stack, which has been made for the Juggernaut, not for them, but they could not care less. Massive money for the Tidehunter to accomplish a really good pipe timing for himself, to keep this squishy Bottega alive and in the team fights, because right now Bottega is just kind of taking his time farming up. But he is the faster hero than Juggernaut, right? He does kind of need to outscale the Juggernaut, because MKB is such a big issue. Abyssal Blade at some point is going to be a really good option once Juggernaut has the Aghanim Scepter. Like I said, there's a lot of items that Juggernaut needs, but if he gets all of them, he's terrifying against the Wind Ranger still. Infernal starting to look somewhat farmed. He's still bottom of the course, but he's almost catching up to Warwick, whereas Warwick went for the early teleport boots, but isn't really generating that much money with them. He of course wants that Aghanim Scepter.
Radiant are scanning.
Rolling thunder.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It's about Phoenix levels of slow nowadays with the new and improved corrosive skin, which I still don't think is that great. But the fact that for the just 5 to 10 minutes the Viper nosedive wins you every team fight is huge. Wind Ranger comes in to not just defend top, but make sure she gets those extra 100 gold. And it is the upper bracket, so Yellow Submarine, they would definitely love to keep their spot in the upper bracket, get a quick 2-0 series here. Though as I say that, out comes a beautiful ultimate from the Disruptor, and then that break immediately followed up with by the Viper, making sure that they have more than enough damage to kill off the Tidehunter here.
Dire are scanning. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Wisdoms will both end up going the Radiant's way, with Moose basically sacrificing himself for that one. He's trying to go for a very ambitious TP, but he'll make it! The glimpse on Tiny was just far enough, and Moose gets tipped for that, well deserved. Stealing the Wisdom is one thing, but actually getting away with your life, that is gonna swing the win rate right back in the favor of 0-10. As Zero Tenacity about to get that huge Axe Blink Dagger. More importantly though, about to get Juggernaut and Manta Style as well to enable him to farm even faster. Well, Clockwork. Fiend Script, Machine Gun down, Bottega now on a monster kill streak already. He's going 8 for nothing, which is just huge. BKB is going to come on in. And I wonder if with that BKB, Yellow Submarine are going to try to snowball more. I think they should, because Dream is still terrifying. He's sitting about 2,000 behind on the Wind Ranger in money right now, but that's a lead that Yellow Submarine need to exploit the moment they have that next focus fire, more or less.
Radiant are scanning.
We're gonna see a little bit of a push over on top lane. No teamfight initiation yet though. As Clockwork will try to scout his own triangle, is forced to hookshot out defensively, as that was at least the last charge of Keeper of the Light Spirit Vessel. But it will be the top tier 1 tower taken down by Yellow Submarine. Yellow Submarine opening up the map more, depriving Juggernaut of his farming space slowly but surely. Warwick meanwhile on the Viper, this close to the Aghanim Scepter, but is basically being hunted for permanently. Yellow Submarine still doing an excellent job of keeping the tempo, keeping that gold lead growing. As you can see, the win rate still says 0-10 got this, simply because Viper and Juggernaut are too good in the late game going against the Wind Ranger. And I kind of agree with that assessment, since once you have an MKB and a Basher on the Juggernaut together with your Aghanim Scepter, that's when you're gonna be really huge at just jumping on top of the Wind Ranger, stun locking her up. Even better with Abyssal Blade, because then you can activate Abyssal Blade during Omni Slash. But yeah, you can stun lock her up while the Wind Run does nothing.
Dire are scanning.
With this smoke, they are gonna try to set up on Bottega though, who's gonna be worth so much money, but with that BKB and the Wind Run, he's almost unkillable. And he just keeps free farming those Helm of the Dominator creeps from Axe as well. Which is why, despite Juggernaut having excellent Battle Fury timing, Wind Ranger is ahead of him in XP. You should never underestimate the XP you end up feeding with a Helm of the Dominator. That has won and lost me pups a bunch already.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Wind Ranger. Looking to upgrade to that Mjolnir in just a second. The GPM for Bottega is just truly insane. If you're out farming a Juggernaut, you know you're doing something well, even if this Juggernaut has kind of been deprived of space. And Dream just kind of is stuck farming the worst corner of the map. Nefrit. Trying to be annoying with his creep, but he just ends up giving away more gold to the side of Yellow Submarine as this Wind Ranger. She's actually really enjoying her tower being pushed in, because look at how easily Bottega kills all of those creeps. Maelstrom already gives you so much creep clear, and it's now turning into a Mjolnir for this super rich Bottega Wind Ranger. Viper, meanwhile, got the Aghanims though, so the next team fight, Nosedive can come in really handy.
Boom, there it goes.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
5-man smoke up from the side of 0-10. 0-10, they need a good initiation. They do have that rocket flare to kind of scout everybody out, but there is a Ravage ready on the Tidehunter. And Infernal, he just needs to hit a good ultimate in order to completely turn the team fight around. No initiation yet, but the smoke is there and Tormentor is gonna spawn. So this massive bounty of gold is available for Yellow Submarine. Yellow Submarine, they shoot down the creep from X who was sent forward to scout. Infernal will not be discovered on the high ground. Okay, he will. Second creep coming in. Things are tense. 0-10, if they can get a good initiation with the Omni Slash, they can get such a free Tormentor here with the Healing Ward. But you need to get the initiation first. And you need to kind of drive Yellow Submarine out of this top corner of the map, which they have been holding on to so valiantly. Wind Ranger can't really deal with the Juggernaut. Her team, though, is smoking around. In comes a toss back. One-man Ravage on the Jugger. Well, the Ravage ended up hitting more people, though it was just intended to kill off the Juggernaut, because they know full well no Omni Slash means no team fight, and Bottega shoots down the Disruptor. Viper nosedive away and teleport out, but Nefrit is not gonna be so lucky. He goes for a massive call, but against this Keeper of the Light, X feels so useless. I'm not blaming the player either. I'm blaming the game, because 3-0 Keeper of the Light is the biggest issue. Those Spirit Vessel charges, every time they come out, are such a game changer. And that's going to be a Tormentor just taken down by the side of Yellow Submarine. Yeah, this time around even the win rate agrees with me that Yellow Submarine are now favored. Because this is like, what, 4,300 lead that Wind Ranger has going on against the Juggernaut right now. Tidehunter looking to go for an Eul's. We'll have that Eul's in absolutely no time here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
No initiation as... This time around the Radiant actually have some okay-ish vision. Mostly this ward scouting out people retreating into the triangle. But it looks like 0-10, they still have that Omni Slash. They're still rearing to go with a 5-man smoke, including that axe creep. The creep will get scouted out. Infernal frontlining on the Tidehunter though, and guess what? 5 seconds till the Ravage is available again.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Axe goes for a call onto Tiny. Tiny locked out of position and broken up by the Viper. He's just going to go down. Bottega though gets the kill stolen from him by Keeper of the Light, but can just take the Cox. Has the Healing Lotus, has the BKB, has the Aghanim Scepter already done. This Wind Ranger just free carrying the game right now, as Viper gets caught with the Fiend's Grip. And Wind Ranger knows, hey, Fiend's Grip has been committed, there's no need for any other resources to go into that kill, so the power shot, or the Focus Fire plus Power Shot will be available for Nephrit. They don't even need the Power Shot with how fast Focus Fire finishes the job. And mid tier 2 now set up on 4, a lot of damage by Wind Ranger as well as the Tidehunter.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Took them a solid 25 minutes, but now Wind Ranger will take the first tier 2, and with it, the win rate is just gonna keep swinging in favor of Yellow Submarine. This draft is just so incredibly hard to stop, because like I said, Juggernaut, he needs, I mean, I get why he wants the butterfly, but he needs an MKB. Like, you need MKB plus Aghanims, but building the Aghanims without the butterfly feels bad, right? Because you don't have the attack speed to really benefit from that Swift Slash all that much. Ooh, Disruptor. Nightmare up just in time by the Bane as Moose gets taken down. Almost a clean escape, but almost is not quite enough when it comes to these games of Dota. It is just the first game of the playoffs, and we're gonna have a lot more Dota 2 action coming up all week. Speaking of, the title doesn't say that. Let me just fix that real quick.
Rock it on.
Initiation. Because I've been hyped for the playoffs, and I'm so happy that a new patch came out just in time for them as well. I think so are a lot of these players competing here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
As Roshan is slowly being done. With that Roche kill, Wind Ranger. Now borderline impossible to kill.
Under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Just cutting the mid creep wave, forcing everybody to go back and not really be able to look for a kill on the side of Yellow Submarine here. Gotta love Nephrit's impact. Say what you will, but he's playing a really clean game of Dota. Viper wants the Shiva's Guard to have the best synergy possible with that nosedive in. Did go for the Lotus Orb, so it is the typical high utility, low damage output Viper, which I'm not sure how much I approve of that.
Radiant are scanning.
Because on the one hand, with Juggernaut, the utility is much appreciated. On the other hand, I'm not sure how much we all trust Dream to be the sole person responsible for outputting all of the damage. His farm time is kind of recovering. Being left on his lonesome to get the butterfly at least will kind of help Juggernaut speed up the game a little bit.
Dire's top tower is
But Wind Ranger still hits like an absolute truck, right? Clockwork once again stuck out of position, this time around not walking out of his cox, but instead walking straight into Bottega's Wind Ranger and the second tier 2 tower. It's being shelled down so fast by these arrows.
Radiant's bottom tower.
One tier 2 remains standing for the side of 0-10. More importantly though, for 3 minutes, Windranger can just do whatever the hell she pleases, right? So yeah, they're gonna go for the high ground push, it looks like, from the pings at least. I understand Bottega fully. This is the right move for sure, because even though you still have to push down that top lane, you end up creating so much space for your team if you take down a tier 3, let alone a lane of Rags. Not even focus firing either. Just casually right clicking the tower. Axe comes in together with a Juggernaut ultimate. That will be a kill on Infernal, depriving them of that Ravage as now Tiny gets broken up. Gets glimpsed back out of position and stunned up by the Clockwork, making sure that he cannot go anywhere. Bottega, he still has the 9-second BKB, he still has 2 minutes on that Aegis, but it wasn't him that got initiated on, it was Tidehunter that just instantly got taken away. The perfect move there from Zero Tenacity. Dream saving up for that Aghanim Scepter. We are gonna see that Swift Slash come out in just a moment. Oh, Warwick though. You, my friend, took a fight that you cannot win. Well, maybe he has 2 teammates on the way, but there is the 9-second BKB from the Windranger being activated just to have the Viper kill. And there's not enough BKB left to teleport out. What will you do, Bottega? Bottega literally 1 versus 4ing this right now. Invis or no Invis, he will lose the Aegis. Does not have teammates coming in. You got a Wind Run and a Healing Lotus. Is that gonna be enough to save Bottega here? I don't think so, but look at the damage he does to Desire. Healing Lotus is still available for him. Juggernaut hits like an absolute truck. Wind Run out just to make a little bit of space. Bottega hoping his teammates can get there in time. Tidehunter comes in. But it's just a split second too late. If he would have come in like a second early, he could have just instant ravaged and let Windranger finish that team fight. Instead, Bottega dies, and with it, Infernal will die as well, suffering a fatal case of Save Your Body syndrome. And according to Dota, this game is now super 50-50. I'm not sure if I'm 100% in agreement, but the Juggernaut MKB is gonna be such a huge timing, because BKB or not, just being able to hit the Windranger in her Wind Run is already gonna be such an absolute game changer. I'm still not sure what to make of Windranger being an Invis hero though. That just feels kind of wrong to me, honestly.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Viper, once he gets that Shiva's guard, that's gonna be absolutely game-changing timing for him. The Tormentor now comes back alive, and the timing is just perfect from 0-10 to grab that one with the Swift Slash to make sure it goes down super smooth and easy here. Moose gets given the shard. It's not an amazing shard. It can be kinda good. It's especially the extra tick that you get that makes it huge, because it basically means no downtime on the Thunderstrike. Out comes a massive smoke this time around though. Yellow Submarine, they know they're on the clock here, and they know that late game against Juggernaut is just gonna be too terrifying. Windranger going for an MKB of her own just to make sure that she can win 1v1s against Juggernaut with that butterfly being there for him. Game of MKBs, but usually when you see 2 heroes like Juggernaut and Windranger, or any 2 butterfly heroes for that matter match up, they are kind of mandatory. Anything above 25% evasion and MKB is mandatory on the carry. Hell, even 20% evasion is enough to kind of tempt you, isn't it? Speaking of MKBs, that crucial timing is gonna be there for Bottega, who, with an amplified damage rune, would really like a team fight to break loose right now. both teams holding on to their respective half of the Radiant map. No real initiation means Roshan is going to start respawning in a minute or so. Obviously start respawning doesn't mean he's gonna be up again. It just means that we can start seeing Roshan fights. Because even if he isn't up, both teams will want control of the Roche pit, right? Just in case he respawns and you lose the entire game to an unfortunate Aegis timing. 0-10 aren't looking too worried, even though their axe is kind of going to hit that timing when Nephrit falls off. He has level 3 ultimate. He has the 3 biggest items that he needs, Blink Dagger, Crimson and BKB. The 9-second BKB is going to be massive, mind you, but after that he's kind of going to start falling off as his BKB gets shorter.